Hello everyone. So today we are going to implement this inspection system. So when character go near this object, we get the notification press C to inspect, and if character press C, character takes the object into the hand and inspects. If I press R, it can rotate the object to inspect the other side, and if I press E again, it put back the object on the table. Right, so that's what we are going to do today. And this episode is sponsored by this generous patron. Thank you very much for your support. Right, so far this is what we have. We have implemented a way to show pop-up notifications like this with a special style for the input keys. So today I'm going to implement some interactable object that we can grab, take into the hand and inspect. So right, first let's create a blueprint in the type of factor. Let's call it pp interactable. Right, okay, so this what, let's add something like a cylinder to here. Let's call it object mesh, and the right view. How large this would be? Oh, this is too large. This should be something like a small object, like a bracelet or something. So let me place it here on top of this display table. Okay, let's go to the perspective mode, and instead of this basic shape material, let me create a special material for this, because this should look like an interactable object. Color, I just make it define a color. Let's make it blue, and let's add emissiveness to this. Okay, so now when we go near this object, we should get this like some key input, some tip, like press E to inspect the object, or press E to take the object. So for that we can, yeah, this is the level blueprint, and we created, last time we created this show tip interface event and get input keys interface event to show the tips, show the player tips. So we can use the same function here. First I need to add an input for interaction. Oh, we already have E. Okay, so let's add collider box collision. No, maybe a sphere collision should work, should be better. Yeah, not large enough. I'll make it under the default scene route, not under the mesh. And let's make it larger. Okay, now when the player enters this collider, we should show the pop-up, press E to inspect. First, in order to do that, we need to check if the overlapping actor is the player. So this is overlap begin and this is end overlap event, and the collision presets is already set to overlap all dynamics. So how do we check if the overlapping actor is the player? So in the phone there is a function called is player controlled, but this is here we have a actor reference, so we can't really use it. So therefore let's set up a blueprint or player controls. Let's set up another blueprint interface. Let's call it BPI player, or BPI not player, character is player. So this should either return true or false. Yes, no. Right. Now let's implement this interface in the third person character here. BPI character. Did I compile? Yes. Now under interfaces we have is player. So here we can use is player controlled function and return. So this will return true if this character is currently possessed by the player, controlled by the player. Right now here we can check is player controlled, sorry, is player not controlled. If this is true, we can show the tip. So in order to show the tip, we can actually use this same setup that we have used last time. Let me copy that. So here we need the interact input, I capital. So we need the interact key. Press input, whatever the key returned by this function, to inspect. That's the tip we need to show the player. Right, now shall we see if this works. Yeah, we already get this tip by default. It will go away in 5 seconds, and I have disabled the other tip I have added in the level blueprint. Press C to inspect. See, we get the pop-up, but still we can't take the object into the hand of the player. Okay, so now in the interactable object, when character press the interact input, the character should take this object into the hand. Okay, to implement that I'm gonna need a couple of events here. So here we need a way to set a reference to the interactable object. So set interactable, right? So here I'll give a reference to the interactable actor. Right, now let's implement this in the third person character. Set interactable, implement event. So what we are going to do is we are going to promote this to a parameter, interactable actor. Actually it would be more appropriate if I call it object instead of actor. Right, now in the interactable object, if when the player overlap, we can call set interactable. Actually we can do this regardless of this is player or not. So now I need to check. So as the interactable object, I'm gonna give a reference to the self, which is by self it gives a reference to this object, and when the player leaves the area, we can again call player or whatever the other actor leaves the area, we can again call set interactable with no references. So it should remove whatever the value we have already saved in the interactable object variable. Right, now when the player press interact key, interact action event. So if we have a valid interactable object, first we need to check is valid. We can only interact if we have a valid interactable object. So in this interactable object, now we need to call a function to interact, which defines what is the interaction the character has with this interactable object. So for that we gonna need another interface. Blueprint interface BPI interactable. Okay, here let's start interaction, and I'll give a reference to the player as well. Let's call it interacting actor. Actually usually actors don't interact, so character. As the reference I'll give character. object reference. Okay, now let's implement that interface event here. PPI interactable. Here now we have a start interaction. Let's implement it. So for now, let's just add a print interacting, just to see if our blueprint interface setup is working. And it's not. Okay. Oh wait. Here we still didn't call start interaction. Yeah, interacting. You can see the interacting print in the top left corner. So that means the interact key is working. Interact blueprint setup is working. So now we have, let's implement this. Okay, so for this I have actually, just by modifying the third person idle animation, I have created 3 animations. One is just inspecting some object like this, and another one is inspecting the object on the other way by turning around the hand, and this take animation, which is not good, but you can use better animations, but I'm going to just use this to demonstrate how to do this. Okay, right, so first I'm gonna need montages create and a montage from this. So this is inspect animation montage, and here we can play this animation montage on the upper body of the character. No need to play it in the whole body. So add slot, upper body, now assign upper body. Similarly, inspect flip. This also should happen in the upper body. And also one more thing, these should be looping animations, looping montages, because character should be able to hold in front of him whatever the object he takes and keep looking at it until it puts away, until the character put that away and take. This is also upper body, but this doesn't have to loop. Okay, now in the animation blueprint we have to set up this to play montages. So slot, so by doing this we can play the animations that are played in the default slot. In order to support the upper body slot, let's create a cache pause, face pause, okay, and get a reference to base pause. Two references, and add body slot. Here select the upper body and we have to do blend layered bend per bone. So this is the base pose, this is the upper body, and the upper body animation should play only after the spine 1. Let's say, let's check the skeleton. Yeah, upper body should be played maybe only after spine 1. Let me copy the bone name. Okay, now I should be able to play upper body animations. Okay, so here as the interacting character we should give a reference to self. Right, now in the interactable object, let me delete this, we don't need it. Let's promote the interacting character to a parameter so we can reuse it. Here let's get a reference to mesh and play montage. As the montage I'm gonna play take montage, and after it is completed I'm gonna play inspect montage. Right, at the moment the grabbing part is not, taking it into the hand part is not happening, but let's see if the animations are working. Oh wait, the taking into the hand animation did work but not the other one. Why is that? Sorry, only after this animation is completed we should call it, and also we need to give a reference to the skeletal mesh component that we want to play the animation. Right, so the animation is working. Now let's see how to make the object actually attached to the hand. So for that, okay, here in this take animation let's add montage notifier, and when that montage notifier is fired on notify begin, here let's again get attach actor to component. So the parent is mesh. So what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to attach the, when the notify begins, I'm going to attach this actor self to the mesh. Actually I need to attach this to the hand socket. So here where is the animation? Inspect, okay. Here in the hand, or maybe right here under the index, let's add a socket. let's call it hand or socket. Let's move it to the middle like this. And copy the name. Now here as the socket name, give that name. Location role, let's first try snap to target, rotation, snap to target, scale, keyword. Alright, now shall we see what happens. See, now it is in the hand. Oh, because of the view blocked by this interactable object, we get the camera is okay. So now it would be better when some object is in the hand if we zoom into that object, right? So I'm gonna define some more functions, some more actions for to flip the object, I mean turn around and look at the object, or no, turn, or, and also I need another action to leave the object. So for that I'll use leave the key L, and if I want to take I have the T, but that's for thoughts. Well, I'll use E again. If I press E again, the character will take the object. Take means it will just add it to the inventory. Oh wait, we still don't have an inventory, so we can't actually implement it. So therefore for now I'll just implement turn in and leave in. So in order to leave the object, I'll just use the same key, which is E for now. Right. So after character take the object into the hand, we need to show that tip again. So let me copy this part. Press input, so we need to show two inputs. First one would be to rotate, so for that I'm going to use turn. Press turn key to rotate, and press E or input key back again to leave. Input, interact key, to leave. get bad blueprint. Do we have any errors there? Yes. Right, now if I take the object, press R to rotate, press E to leave, we get the notification. Now let's see how to implement leaving and leaving the object back and rotating. So in order to leave the object, yeah, I'm planning to use the same key, which is E. So here we can have a flip-flop. Oh wait, no, this could be a problem. So let's have another branch. First let's add a do once node here and only reset after the object is in the hand of the character. Short tip. And also let's have a variable inspecting or interacting. Right, that's better. Set interacting to true. Alright, and then we need to reset this do once after this full process is completed. Right. Okay. So now everything after this point is about taking the object into the hand. So I think it would be better if I collapse that part. So yeah. Okay, and here take object. Here let's have a branch, and here if the character is already interacting, if I press E again, interact key again, the character should put back the object. So let me duplicate the take object collapsed node here, because we can modify the same thing now. Let's call it put leave object. Okay, now for that also we need to play the same montage, take in montage, and and after that we don't really need to play any of these montages. and we need to set the interacting variable to false. And instead of attaching, we need to detach this object, detach from actor, yeah, location, role, keep word, everything keep word on notify begin. And then we need to move the object back to its original location, but we don't know the original location, so we need to save it. Let's save it here. Get actor location and promote this to a variable. Let's call it initial location. Oh, actually not just location, we need the transform. Get actor transform. Okay, both location and rotation. Promote to variable. Right, now when we leave the object, after detaching from the character, we need the object to move to the original location. So get the default scene root, move component to, we can access the initial transform, location and rotation. Maybe with the is in and is out over time 0.3. Okay, and also wait, play montage. What's there? Uncompleted second occurrence. Found more than one function with the same name uncompleted. Let me break this. What's that? Let me reconnect. Is that because I collapsed this? Let me expand and compile. Still no. I'm not sure what causes the problem. Let me collapse it. Shall we recreate display montage? Okay. It's good now. It's the same node though. I'm not sure why. Maybe a bug, but it's good. Better to test. Oh, character didn't actually grab the object. We have the notifier as well. Alright, here these two should be changed. If we are not interacting, we should take the object, otherwise we should leave the object. Right, let's check now. Okay, great. And also one more thing, it would be better if we smooth out the taking object part as well. So instead of snapping to target, we can keep the world, and then we can call component to 0 0 0.3. So even if there is a slight difference in between character's hand and the object, there will be a smooth movement. Okay, now we need to implement flipping the object. Okay, so to turn, turn. Let's implement that function, input action, turn. So yeah, when the turn is pressed, the character should flip the object to the other side. It's basically rotate the hand. So for that I have these two inspect montage. This is looking this is turned towards the character, and this one away from the character. So right here let's have a flip flop, and then let's play montage. Inspect, no, first I'll play the flip, and if this is played pressed again, I'll play the other inspect montage. And this should only happen if we have something in our hand. So yeah, no, it wouldn't be a problem even if we flip our hand without having anything also. Okay, now if I press R, you see character rotate the object and look at it. Okay, great. Now regarding the camera change. Right, so let's add another spring arm over the shoulder, a camera bow. This should be attached to the mesh. but I'll attach this to the right hand socket. Maybe not a good idea. The neck, this should be a short one, so like 200. Oh, 50. And add a socket offset. Target offset. 50. Okay, let's try that. And in the character, let's add another function. Go to inspect camera. No, maybe toggle inspect view. Enable should be a boolean. Okay, now here let's implement it. In the event graph, toggle inspect view. If this is true, let's attach the camera to this spring arm. I'll call it inspect spring arm. Follow camera, attach to component, attach component to component, attach to the inspecting camera, inspect string arm. So here also location rule, keep world, and then to move component, so that we can smoothly move the camera into the desired location over 0.3 seconds with this in and this out. And if we need to disable this, oh wait, we don't really need a branch here. All we need is where to attach the follow camera, so we can have a select based on enable or disable. So if it is true, we should attach to the inspect stream arm, otherwise the normal camera boom. Right, now from the interactable object, when we take the object, let's call toggle inspect view true. And when we leave the object, toggle inspect view, call it with the false. Okay, oh, there is a rotation, that's not good. Still not correct. Maybe we can okay, it's like this. Let's no need to attach to a socket. Let's just leave it in a position like this. Not clear. Right, so yeah, I rotated this inspect is spring arm like this, so now it works properly. So here is the final version. Here and inspect, if I press R, you can see character rotate the object, and if I press E again, it put back. So hand is not going to the exact position yet. For that we may have to implement some 𝐒𝐴 based procedural animations, is like drive the hand to the exact location. Maybe we will look into that in the future. Okay, press R, turn and leave. Alright, so I'm gonna stop this episode right here. Right, so with that I'd like to stop this episode, and as always project files will be available for the download through Patreon page. Link could be in the description below. And if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon Club. So thanks for watching. See you in another episode. Goodbye.